Here. Hey everybody, it's Diana, your advanced director. It is December 7th, and excuse my hot mess of just getting home from the Y and precancerous burn off. So I've got like this whole thing going on. So sorry about that. But anyway, I wanted to touch base. And first of all, I wanted to start out with reminding you all of the scam that is going around. We had another team member contacted again. Actually, two of them have gotten checks mailed to them from this wackadoo evil person. So if you get an email that someone wants, the contact me email from Pampered Chef, here are a couple of things to be on the lookout for. The English is usually bad. It's bad grammar, bad, like it's like maybe English isn't their first language, maybe. It's usually a deaf mute. It's usually a sob story. Like today, the one was her son had fallen down the steps and was in a coma or something, and or their consultant moved away, or their daughter was getting married and they needed blah, 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 whatever. But what they want to do is send you a check. And then what's going to happen is they're going to, hang on, let me read you guys because I'm getting background noise. Like, there we go. Okay. So they're going to mail you a check. They're going to tell you they want to order a couple of $100s, and they're going to tell you why they can't do it with a credit card, which is some lame-o reason. And they're going to order a couple $100s worth of stuff. They're going to send you a check for like $1,900, somewhere over $1,000, and they're going to have a reason why their boss had to, the payroll was messed up, whatever. So they're going to send you this giant check, out of which 200 and whatever will be ordered. Okay, so you go deposit that check in your bank, you order the stuff, the products get shipped, and they want you to send them a cashier's check or a money order for the refund. But the check is bogus, and you're responsible for the whole $1,900 with your bank. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Here's what I usually do. One time I just said, shame on you. Sometimes I have responded and said, hey, here's my website. I don't take checks from people I don't know. You're welcome to order on my website. Never hear from them again. Usually I just ignore them. If you are not sure, if you get something that you just are not sure about, contact me, contact Jennifer, contact Leah or Karen or Joss or Tammy, whatever, one of us, and let us run it by. And we've seen it all so many times now, and it's despicable that people try to prey on other people. But okay, so there's my public service announcement for the day. It is only the 7th. We got a lot of time left in December. I know a lot of people were talking about that they really didn't have the bookings that they wanted to for December. So tonight, what I want to do is talk about some ways to get bookings. And I'll try to post some of this stuff later. It probably won't be tonight, though. But once you have your December booked, book the crap out of January, because double book, triple book, whatever, people cancel in January. They just do. So you want to definitely overbook for January. And if they don't cancel, you're just going to have a wicked awesome January. And I know for one thing, I'm going to Hawaii next year. So if I have a great January, I'm just that much further in the points to do it. And I don't know, like, I didn't realize this my first year, my first January. The double only for the host rewards is when their party hits $650. I was like, I called them like, why is the double stuff not showing up? They're not at $650. Right. Okay. So that's when they get to $650, they get double rewards. Other than that, it's normal. They're doing a free gift. I don't even remember what it is. Popcorn popper or something, but is that what it is? Okay. So, but to get the free gift on top of everything else, they need to have that party closed by the 10th. Don't wait till the night of the 10th to do it if that's what you're trying to do, because if you have any credit card issues, and again, same thing, big time, same thing with the 18th being the cutoff date for parties and the 19th for individual orders to get back for Christmas. They're going to get there like Christmas Eve. Don't wait till the 18th. If you're trying to close something out on the 18th for somebody that needs it for Christmas stuff and there's a card issue, then you've got a problem and a whole lot of stress that you really don't need. And a lot of times people don't do parties from the 18th on. but there's no reason why you can't. If if um, if you're the people that you're talking to are not worried about doing Christmas shopping and they just want to have people over and have fun, go for it. There's no reason why you cannot have a party from the 18th on to the end of the month. Um, but here is what I would suggest. If you are trying to book parties from now until whenever in December, don't, and I said this the other day and some of you may have heard it, don't ask someone to book a Pampered Chef party. At this time of year, what you want to do is say, hey, do you want to have some friends over and have a cookie exchange? And you can do all this virtually too. Or do you want to have your house is decorated, it's already clean, you don't have to clean it. Why don't you have your friends over for a fun evening? Let's do 5 appetizers in 15 minutes. Present it as more of a holiday Christmas party as opposed to just doing a Pampered Chef party, because for the most part, people are going to be like, oh, you don't have time or whatever. But a lot of times people like to just have fun and have their friends over and do a cookie exchange. I mean, people do it all the time. How fun is that? And if you guys watched our crazy meeting the other night at Jennifer's, it's fun and it's easy. Okay, so that would be the way I would approach it, as opposed to a party for Pampered Chef, having a holiday gathering, a Christmas gathering, whatever. Okay. Also, if you have parties this month that are not qualifying, and maybe you've extended them or whatever, you're at the place where you need to do something with them. If you have orders on them and it didn't qualify, turn them into individual orders, turn them in, but ask the guest, or the host, I'm sorry, ask the host, just say, hey, how about we move your party to March after the new catalogs come out? Because that way you're not canceling the party. You just go in and edit the dates to March. If they didn't have, if they didn't have a qualified party, maybe this isn't the right time for all their friends. They've spent all their money on Christmas or whatever. That way you have a party for March. So there is one suggestion to just move the party as opposed to just deleting it altogether. And then what I want to do is minimize myself. Oh, I can't minimize. Crap. Okay, hang on. Yes, I knew that. I think I'm gonna. Oh, well, now you're invisible. Okay. What I want to do. Hang on. I want to try to see if I can. Oh, there you guys are. I wonder why I can't minimize you. That's annoying. Wonder if I could put you in a different view. Okay, apparently not. Okay, so occasionally I'm going to switch over views and make sure you guys are still here, but I'm going to read you some, because while I'm doing that, I can't see you at all. So is there anybody that has no background noise at your house that I can unmute you? So if you can't see something, you can say, yo. Is anybody in a quiet place? No? Jennifer, no? Monica? Okay, I'll just come and check every now and then. Okay, so what I want to do, and I'm going to try to figure out a way to post this or get it out to you, because there is something called the Little Blue Book of Bookings, and what other directors I know are doing are getting these out to their teams, and I really like some of these ideas. You know what? Let me just go to screen share. That way you can read it and I can see your pretty faces. Hold on. Share screen. Okay. So obviously you can read, but I'll go over these. If you're doing cooking parties, or virtual, I book 90% of my parties when I do the full service checkout before I close out the party. Don't close out parties without talking to the guests that have ordered, whether it be, now I do it on the phone, which I hate, I loathe it, but it's just part of the, you just do it. You just got to do it. If you are for some reason unable to do that, then text or message or whatever. But honestly, I'm telling you, you're going to get a better result on the phone because you can read their voice and you can sense their objections. And if they say, oh, not really, right now, or I'm busy, and that's when you say, well, how about we pencil you in for March or April or whatever, pick a date. And that way host still gets the credit, but if you decide later, then host doesn't get the credit. And if you need to change the date, you can. So that is crucial to bookings. It is talking to the guests before you close out the party. Okay, so also have always your mini catalogs or your cards, or I hand out recipe cards. I'm not even sure if we can still do those anymore, maybe. Something that has your information on it, and when you're out and about. And here's something else that I'm trying to do. I used to carry, sorry, this stupid thing is like disgusting. If you have a Pampered Chef, was it Jen? Were you the one that made the Pampered Chef bag with the window? That might have been Heather. Anyway, if you have Pampered Chef clothes, if you have a Pampered Chef purse, if you have Pampered Chef gear, and you can get all that on the site. If you don't, I wear my name tag because I don't carry my Pampered Chef purse much anymore, but I will wear my name tag. And if you don't have one of those, let me know. Because when people see that, it's a conversation starter for sure. So here's the thing though about this number 2, where it says talking to strangers, handing out mini catalogs. For the most part, what's going to happen is if you hand out somebody a mini catalog, you just handed out something and that's the end of that. What you need to do is, let's see, do I have any in here? I do. Okay, so what you need to do is get their information. That is the most important thing, because the majority of the time, they're probably not going to reach out to you. But you can have them. I carry some of these in my purse. They came in your kit. Can you see them? You guys can see the information, the little white things that came in your kit. And you can say any number of things. You can say, hey, I do a weekly drawing. Would you like to enter? And have them fill out their information. Make sure you're getting their contact information, because otherwise you just wasted your time. You can say, my director challenged me to get 10 of these filled out a week. You can say, hey, would you like to get on my email list so you can get specials and recipes? You'll get them once or twice a month. Whatever, you want to get this thing filled out and then follow up with them. And then, okay, I just totally lost my train of thought, which is not an uncommon thing at all. You want to enter them in your contact information when you are, I think I showed you guys this, but when you can see my Pampered Chef page, right? Jen, I can see your face. Can you see my, okay. So you would go to Selling and Recruiting. You would go to My Contacts. And anytime, especially if you're out at vendor events and you're getting this information, if you're out and about and you're getting this information, oh, well, that's great, I'm logged out. You need to be entering this in your contact information, because if not, then these people aren't going to hear from you at all. But if you have them on there, then they're getting the emails that Pampered Chef sends out, and I'll show you where to make sure that you are on that system. But what you would do is you would go in and you would say new contact, and you would add all that information. Okay, so here's what I want to do is show you, and you can actually send a newsletter. Okay, so over here, send e-newsletter. You can make up your own newsletter and send it out. If you have a special deal running, if you want to remind hosts about something, if you, like for instance, the Rot Crock Carrier was only available to hosts in November, right? So you are able to go in here and pull up the report of everybody that's bought a Rot Crock, and you could send them an email saying, hey, I know you have the Rot Crock. This carrier is available, blah, 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 you know. So that's doable too. And what you would do, have you guys sent a newsletter before yourselves? Okay, I'm going to just really quickly, because I'm getting way off topic and I want to get this done by 7:30. So if you wanted to do what I just said, to send the newsletter, you would click on, okay, so first of all, I would go up here and I would click the box. So all of my contacts just got checked. And by the way, I was losing my mind before I figured this out, because I'm like, I know I have more than A. Like, all I'm seeing is A's. So when you click on that page, if you just hit your down arrow and scroll, it will scroll and scroll and scroll, but it doesn't there's not like a next page, you just have to scroll. Okay, so once I have indicated that I want it to go to everybody, I would say send e-newsletter, and then I would wait. And then I would wait. Okay, so when it comes up, it'll give you, there's like 5 or 6 or whatever little templates, and it'll have a picture, and it might be a hosting, it might be some kind of special that's going on. You'll have a choice that, and you can use their little pre-made one, or you can wipe it out and do your own. So I'm not going to waste time like for that to show up, but that's how you would do that. If you wanted to see who had purchased the Rock Crock, let me see if I can find that quickly. Okay, so selling and recruiting, you would go to personal business reports. We'll see if I'm right. I may have to backtrack and tell you something else, but let's try it. Okay, so then you would go to order history reports. Maybe. Let's try that one. Okay, so you can find out your top selling products, and you can go to a specific customer and see what that person has purchased. Or what I was talking about was, let's say you wanted to see all the customers that have purchased a specific product. So you would click on that, you would enter whatever date, like if you knew kind of when, or if you wanted to do it from the beginning of your time. Okay, so then you enter the Rock Crock. Or whatever it is, and you could either do the code, or let's see, do I have to have a code, or can I do the name? I don't remember. I haven't done one for a little while. Let's see what happens, and then generate report. Okay, I have to enter the item number. Hang on, let me just find it. I just want to show you what it's gonna look up. Let's see, let's do 2583. And what I entered was just the mix and chop because it's the first thing that I saw. So if I enter the item number, and I could do separate by commas and do several at once, but so I would do all the Rock Crock information. Okay, so what would happen if I could scroll down? Maybe. These are all the people that have bought the mix and chop. So what I can do then is export that, and then I can send an email to just those people. Okay, and now I'm going to go off of this tangent and back to where I was to begin with. But I got to move this little bar. Okay. So mini catalogs, that's where we were. Okay, so this was a good one, I thought. Check bulletin boards for fundraising opportunities, and I would say vendor events, because a lot of people don't, the fundraising part, a lot of people don't know that they can do a Pampered Chef fundraiser. So if you see that, reach out to that person, do vendor events. That has kept my business going strong, I think, for a whole, like the majority. Like I started doing fundraisers a month or two after I signed up, and it's just, it always brings in new people because they're people I would not have met normally for the most part. Okay, so if somebody that doesn't really want to do one, you can say, well, do you know anybody that would like to? Do you have anybody in your family that likes to cook or loves gadgets or whatever? Okay, so there's the vendor events. Let's see. So guest speaker, oh my goodness, well, that would be something. Okay, so, and you probably have seen this, the Pamper the Business. You could take in a tray of brownies, you know, do the little, not a tray, you know, the brownie sheet, take in a thing of brownies, take in a thing of catalogs, just for, you know, your bank, your hairdresser, your dentist, whatever. There are some ideas. Then we're going to go on to the next page. So a lot of people, or some people anyway, have some people on our team, I think Leah does this. She will have the host, and maybe even Karen, get the bookings. She'll say to the host, and I've never done this, I've never needed to, because I always just call and book them from the full service calls, the full service checkout. But they might say, hey, if you book 3 parties, I will give you X, you know, fill in the blank. here's something else. You may see somebody, I know Leah, I think, gives away like a $50 product thing. I can't do that. I can't afford that. Don't, just do what works for you. Now I know she hasn't had to do it very often, but still, if I had to do it, I'd probably be like nauseous. I wouldn't want to spend $50 and do that. So do what works for you. That's whatever. You have to find your own, your own groove there. But so ask your host if you want to give an incentive to her. Some people do incentives like number one for the bookings, or hey, if you have X number of orders, and this has nothing to do with bookings, obviously, but if you have 5 orders before the party starts, then I'll do blank. If you have X number of guests invited to the party, I'll do blank. Whatever, it can be whatever you want. You get a scraper, whatever. I don't know. Okay, so host coaching, always, always, always important. And the host probably knows which of her friends want to book. However, I'm scratching that. No, they don't. They don't have a clue, because I have asked hosts before, like if I've had trouble reaching the guests to do the full service checkout, and I'll say, hey, do any of these people want to book parties? And like, oh, probably not, blah, blah, they're busy. But then I'll get a hold of the people, because I'm still going to try. And they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to. And so don't ever just assume that the host knows, because they don't. And also it might have been that way, but the guest might have been like, oh wow, this was easy, I could do this, this was fun, so yeah, I'm going to do that. Or if the host is saying, hey, and I forget to do this a lot of the times, but when you go to close the party, do you know that you can see how much the host saved? Have you ever seen that? Anybody? Okay. Remind me, somebody, before we're done. I'll show you really quickly about host savings. Okay. Let's see. Go company average. Okay. Videos, always videos for, like, if you do the high ticket items, if you're doing the double burner grill pan a video and you're getting interest in that and they're asking, and you can say, well, okay, it's $250 or whatever it happens to be. I don't even know, actually. That's crazy. I know the all-purpose pot is $250. So if I were doing the all-purpose pot and someone fell in love with it from my demo, but they're like, I'm saying, well, how would you like to have it at half off or 60% off this month or for free? And then book them for that high-priced item. But don't always do, like, if you're doing high-priced items in your videos, make sure you're including some of the prep stuff, like the mix and chop or whatever, because not everybody's going to be getting an all-purpose pot. Okay. So the theme parties you can do, you can say, hey, and this can be cooking or virtual. I've done virtual theme parties. I've done like around the world in 7 days, or Italian, and you don't have to come up with different recipes. Like the Italian can be around the world. It can be, Italian night, whatever it is, you can just change the name of the party. It's fine. So sometimes, like in January, people will do soup and slippers. That's appealing. It's cold and they want to do that. Wine, cheese, and chocolate night, girls' night out, whatever. And again, those can be virtual or cooking. So sometimes it's more fun, instead of saying, hey, do you want to do, or you're invited to a Pampered Chef party, hey, why don't you come over for soup and slippers, or a freezer meal workshop, or a power cooking, or wine, cheese, and chocolate, whatever. Sometimes it's just the appeal of sounding like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Will do what you need it to do. Okay, so let's see. There are some other ideas, but we're just about out of time. And like, again, I will try to post this. And then this little booklet shows that, so as you're trying to book leads, then, and if you want to book one party a month, awesome. Do your one party a month. If you want to book 20, that's awesome. Book your 20. But this is just it's always 8 will make you great, because if you are trying to, does anybody want to go to Hawaii? I do. If you want to do that, you got to have your goals. And this is what I've learned to be true. If you want to do something, you need to actually have the goal to work towards. So having a little booklet like this that keeps track of who you've asked, because when I have people say to me, I've asked everybody I've known, everybody says no. And I'm like, I bet you haven't. So tell me who you've asked, and then let's talk about who else you know, because you don't think about, oh yeah, I should have been that person, and or the, you know, the soccer moms or whatever. And then the little box down at the bottom is for business leads. Like if you add team members, you can add them there. And what I do, mine's a hot mess like me, so that works, right? So the way I keep track of this is, okay, for instance, my shows, I have to do 8 and 2 for the lead program that I'm in, and plus I know that that's going to make me reach the goals that I need. So I will fill in the boxes as I book them, and I have their names, and then as I close them, I number them so I know how many parties I've got. I have my leads in the circles, so I know those 4 people are interested or have expressed an interest, so that way I can keep track of. So this little book is just kind of something to do similar to that. And let's see, what was I going to show you about? Jennifer, what did I tell you I was going to show you at the end?
How much the host saved.
Oh, thank you. Okay, let me show you that real quick, and then we're going to wrap up. Okay, so where is my, oh, okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it on here for a party that I'm, let me try it. Okay, so I'll show you where to look anyway, because it might not show up until the party is ready to close, because if the, oh, I've got one that the host has done her shopping. I'm going to try to close tonight, so maybe it'll show up on there. Hang on one second. Let's see, let me find her. Bethany, okay. Okay, I am getting ready to close this party out. This is the host's cart. She has done her shopping, and if my screen will move, we'll see if it's on there. Yay, it is. Okay, so right here in the lower corner, do you see this host savings detail? So once you close it out, I think this is the only place that you can see this, because once you close the party out, I've not seen it anywhere, so it won't show up, I don't think, until after the host has done their shopping. But you can just click on that, and this host saved $171. Yeah. So if I go on that party and say, hey, we're you know, I'm closing out the party. Thank you, Bethany and guests, for an awesome party. Bethany saved $171. Sometimes I do it and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel weird about doing it because I'm like, well, then maybe someone's be like, well, how much did you spend? But I don't know. So it's up to you. A lot of times, like I've had a host that saved 300 and something, and people are like, what? And then they want to book the party. So it's really up to you. But I really didn't know that was there till a lot longer ago than I should have. But anyway, so you can actually see. And then what I do when I remember is tell your host, hey, do me a favor. When you get your boxes, take a picture of everything that you earned. Put it on your party, or put even better, put it on your personal page and just say, hey, I got my order. And that way, if she had friends that had it delivered to her house, and she could say, hey, your Pampered Chef stuff's here. And then that's just more exposure for you. And I am going to unmute you guys and see if you've got any questions, and then we're going to get off here and get ready for the social media. Any questions from anybody? Good. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys joining me tonight, and I will post this at some point, probably tomorrow. But that's all I've got. Are you guys going to be on the social thing? Are you going to be able to get on there in a half an hour? Awesome. All right. I will see you there, and have a good night.
You too.
All right. Bye.